This podcast may contain offensive content. You have been warned. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Diecast Podcast, Season 6, Episode 10 of the Pooh Bosh Aboo. This is going to be one of those weird little episodes. It's going to be the last of the broken episodes. We had some technical difficulty while recording it. Not all our cables were fully attached to our recording devices. So we learned as we went and things got better, and that's the last of the troubles we'll have there. So we can just jump right back into it. But we did lose the first half of the episode because it was all garbled and sounded terrible, and it was an assault upon everyone's ears. So I'll give you a little run-in, a little intro of what the group went on. We didn't lose a whole lot. We did not lose much at all, but it wasn't until about we got in, we're like, oh, okay, we need to figure this out. We need to recount some stuff. First off, thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming along on the adventure. As always, you can find us on Twitter at Diecast Podcast. Please give us a follow. We'll be sharing D&D stuff and news and updates and everything that will keep you in the loop for the Diecast Podcast and Dungeons and Dragons in general. You can find us on any app that plays a podcast and on our own website at www.flyinglizardstudio.com and on YouTube and our Discord. There'll be links for that everywhere in this post and on Twitter and everything like that. Please don't forget, on your podcast apps, give us a rating and review. It helps us out a lot. Share us with friends. It'll help us spread the word of this crazy adventure that we've been on so far for 6 years now of the Diecast Podcast. And thank you for being part of it. So before we jump in, just a quick recap of what happened in that little lost garbled chunk of episode 10 that happened. Essentially, the Trollskull Trio got up, broke camp for the day. They went venturing into the jungle, and sure enough, their survival rolls were always on track. I don't think they rolled anything lower than a 15 or a 16 the entire time. It was insane. But throughout their travels and their progresses, they came across as going up the slight incline to the volcano as the vegetation of the jungle began to thin out a little bit, and it was being more rocky and slate-like for the terrain. But they did come across a hidden shrine to Ixamet, this flame god, this fire elemental primordial that wants to see all the worlds and realities burn. And so Yosef and Waywaka got a little curious and went in to investigate this living magma shrine that was giving off so much heat it caused a bit of exhaustion for Waywaka and Yosef. But they did find a secret compartment, and in the back they found 6 fire rubies that were about 50 gold piece, but in a pinch, you could toss the fire ruby as a range attack and it mimicked the effects of the firebolt spell. So handy item to have, real kind of useful. Other than that, they continued their travels into the jungle, and for the first time ever, they rolled a natural 1 on their survival check. It was amazing. As a DM, you're like, yes, I can finally do something. And we're set upon by triflower fronds, a plant with a series of color flowered heads, each doing its own unique thing to try and stun, poison, and grapple the team. They sent the followers away to run and panic into the jungle to get away from it, and then they just laid the smackdown on those plants. Nothing too ornery, none the worse for the wear. But as they came back, they had a couple more conversations about the cultists seem to be becoming self-aware. They seem to be questioning their roles and their positions inside this cult. And so we leave you coming back right. This is literally right after the fight had ended. And that's where we're going to jump back in. Hope everyone has a great time. It's a bit of a shorter one again. So no break this time around. I hope everyone has a good week. I will see you next week with a brand new episode as we're getting close to the end. Don't forget to tell a loved one how you feel, and also stay safe out there. Wear a mask, wash your hands, look out for each other. I will see you next week. Let's jump right back in to this post-Triflower Frond fight.
Okay. Well, followers, come back. You killed the evil plants.
You see them come running back and going, okay. Yeah.
Good instincts. I like it. I like it from you.
Well, most of our trainings is to run away. So, because the jungle is exceptionally dangerous. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Great job, team. We want to keep those souls for later. Wonderful.
You want to what?
Do we have to take?
Sorry, you see the followers going. You want to what now?
Keep you safe.
We
didn't say that
about souls. Keep those souls safe.
Keep your souls safe.
You see, everyone give me an insight check.
Ooh,
a terrible roll. Oh, 3.
Ooh, I did good.
It's an 8 in total for me.
Insight?
Insight.
17 for me.
Oh, I guess it's an 8 for me.
Yeah. Amalika, you immediately see this sense of questioning the safety of their souls. You get the feeling that spending time outside the compound may be having an effect on the free thinking of the cultists, and the idea that their souls may be possibly in danger has kind of jarred loose some free thinking and free thoughts as you see them beginning to immediately question.
A light bulb goes off in all of their little eyes.
Wait a minute, our souls aren't safe? I thought they were safe. What's going on here?
Wait, Rocket. I think they're self-aware.
Yeah, sentient creatures. I thought that was a given.
I mean, yeah, but like, were they before now? Like, they've been following that one. She like thumbs over to Yosef and like blindly just following them. But like, something has happened. There is a shift, Waywocket. A shift!
Yeah. Keep your voice down.
I mean, is it a bad thing that they like don't want their souls to get destroyed? I don't think so. Like, I'm on team those guys.
Yeah, I am the cheerleader of Team Legs. We've been over this. But
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We don't want to deal also with murdery forest, volcano, parents that want to kill us, Uncle Daddy, and a group of, albeit ragtag cultists. But like, do we want to have to fight them along the way? Like, I think not. It's just something to be conscious of.
So I like to imagine that we're having this conversation while we're walking to our like night camping spot rather than right in front of the cultists.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Yeah, like this is an aside.
Yeah.
if you wish to have that conversation, then I'll also need a survival check, please, from somebody. Amalek is the only one.
Wait, are we walking? Because like should we rest? Because you guys are both at disadvantage still, right? And I'm currently.
Yeah, but it won't go away unless we have a long
rest. But it's pretty late in the day. I think we should just find a nice flat plateau and call it a night. Like maybe just not around the dead acid and the fire. Yeah. Just like a little further down.
I'm all for that.
Give me a survival check, please.
I'm the one that's not exhausted, right? So I should do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of carrying the team here.
Well, I would have been the same either way. I got a 12.
You see Amalek and Waywalker are at the front, kind of like cutting a path, leading the way. And the sun begins to slowly set. You've been traveling for a couple of hours, and the humidity's been there. It's been constant, but it hasn't been oppressive in by any means. And at that point, you start to feel like the tiring on of the day as it begins to take its toll. You can look back and see the followers, although stout and hardy, having endured living on the compound for so long. It looks like the humidity and just kind of like the stress of the moment and kind of this self-awareness of like, wait a minute, our souls could be in danger. I thought our souls were safe the entire time. Begins to weigh in on them. And Amal, you find actually this nice clearing. It's very lush and foresty and flowery. And you kind of give like a preemptive poke to a lot of the flowers to make sure they're not violent in their response.
You better not turn on us, or I swear I will burn this whole forest down.
And at that point, you see, it looks like almost like a pomegranate, like some type of like fruit. Part of a fruit just kind of like plop, drops down right in front of you as you look down. And then you look up, maybe about 10 or 15 feet up, you can see in the tree branches these 4 large, multi-armed, white hair beasts with like big tusks coming out of their lower jaw. They've got 4 arms and 2 legs. They're kind of like this beautiful white fur. You can see each of them have like melons or pomegranates or various other fruits, and they're just chomping and munching away down on them. It doesn't appear they've noticed you, but everyone give me, or Amalika specifically, give me a nature check, please.
Okay.
Perfect.
12.
All right. You actually know these. These are what creatures known as gorillons, or the D&D equivalent of gorillas. They're
That's
Really?
just lazy.
they're not aggressive unless like you kind of like threaten their food or you threaten their area, but they're also they're very essentially if you don't mess with them, they won't mess with you, but they're actually you
Like
have
the
read,
spiders in my apartment.
yeah, you've actually read stories that a lot of adventurers will make camp near gorillons because it's everyone else avoids them. They're kind of like a passive defensive feature that if you stay here for the night, there's a pretty good chance nothing else is going to try and mess with you in the middle of the night. Just as long as you don't provoke them or you mess with their fruits and foods and stuff like that.
Okay, friends, I think we should rest here, but I don't want to alarm you. There are some D&D gorillas up in the tree, and
Gorillas?
that's it. That's the thing. And as long as like Carl doesn't go poking around and bothering them, Carl,
They got 4 arms.
I mean,
How many times have you seen an ape with 4
you need
arms?
to just stay away from them, and we're going to be good. Nothing's going to bother us. Hopefully, knock on wood, and Carl's not going to bother them, and it's going to be fine.
Is the pomegranate that they dropped, is it like still good, or is it like eaten completely?
It looks like they had like a big chomp out of it and just like a bit of it fell off. Like
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and pick it up and like float it up to the gorilla.
You give me an animal handling check made with advantage, please. Ooh, dirty 20.
Actually, because I'd have disadvantage with it, so it would still just be regular, but it's still a 19.
Still 19. So you see Wayrocket, Amalika, you kind of tense up as you see the piece of fruit being lifted up. As you're like, oh, I just said, don't do that. As you see this piece of pomegranate come floating up, and you see the gorilla completely mystified by this floating piece of fruit. It's something it's never seen before, but it's kind of like just like that chuffing, like off, kind of like just pounds on its chest a little bit, and then it kind of like backs off, and then comes forward and gives it a big sniff as it reaches out and just kind of snatches it away and like shoves it in its mouth and starts to munch down on a crunch, as it seems to have accepted the gift, not been startled by a floating piece of its food coming at it.
Everyone likes food. All right, I think we should camp here for the night. Get a little rest and have maybe a little team meeting about, team morale.
The jungle, souls.
I like
all that stuff.
We can take a quick break if you want.
Yay!
Yeah, I can use a little water.
Yeah, me too.
Are we having a long rest?
Yes, you can have a long rest if you wish. So the night has settled in. The heat is subsided, and that kind of chill from the jungle comes out as the sweat and humidity just kind of like drops down to the ground. The insects are buzzing about. It's a nice. It's definitely, it's still spring, but it has that summer feel to it in the tropics, as the sound of shuffling gorillons and their snoring and their shuffling in the branches and their nests above you it's a little unsettling, but it also means you're safe for the night as you all camp inside your Garrod's branded tents for outrigging and adventuring supplies. Contact Garrod's in Waterdeep right away for your outrigging and adventuring needs.
Thanks,
I just
Garrett.
want you to know that every single time you say gorillons, I think like Gorillatron, and it's like a mashup of a gorilla and a transformer.
Dope.
Nice.
That's what's in my head now.
The Beast Wars.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Good. I'd like to fight one of those one day, John. Get at it.
I can totally do it.
So I imagine we're in our hashtag ad tent. And Waywalker would say to Yosef something along the lines of, so I was talking to Malika earlier today, and she senses that there's like a change happening in the cultists.
Like, yeah, boss, they don't seem as subservient as they used to be. They don't have that dazed 1,000-yard glare in their eyes.
Well, that's great, isn't it? They're becoming self-actualized. They're free.
Yeah, I'm surprised you feel that way, because I thought you kind of wanted to rule over them.
Ugh, you've got me all wrong. Should I talk to them?
Yeah, I think this is time for one of your trademark speeches.
All right. Everyone gather round, and I'll fire an Eldritch Blast into the air.
Whoa!
Give me an animal handling check real quick there, Yosef.
An animal handling check?
The gorillons are still above us.
The gorillas.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The ones that we are not supposed to agitate.
Well, I did it.
15. Still good. As you begin to fire it off, you hear a Malk like, the gorillons, you idiot, as you just lower the angle. It's not really shot in the air, but more like across the bow into the jungle type of thing. As you see one of the gorillons like, and just kind of goes back to sleep. As you see like the silvery Eldritch Blast go firing off, lighting up the trees and boughs. It hits something far off in the distance. You don't hear any reaction to it, but clearly it's not something that was alive. As you see the followers begin to wake up and pop their heads outside the tent.
You are this is still the same night, so you are still technically exhausted, though, Adam.
Yes.
Oh, it's because this is before we had the long rest?
Yeah.
Everyone, come on out. I have a speech to make before we hunker down for the night.
You see them come
It
out.
has come to my attention that some of you may feel uncomfortable, in danger, valuing your life. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge how sweet it must feel to value your life. I came from the same place you people came from. You saw me, part of this cult, not valuing anything, not caring whether I lived or died, convinced that the apocalypse was right around the corner. And I've changed. And I want you to know that I understand you. I understand what you're going through right now because I went through it too. And that uncomfortable feeling that you're experiencing right now, even though it may seem counterintuitive, I encourage you to lean in. Be afraid. Be suspicious. Be in danger. Be daring. Remember what it was like to care if you lived or died. Because once you regain that caring, you will become, as me, masters of your own destiny. Your horrible lives shuffling around this island, not caring about your eventual fate, accumulating dirt and diseases, and all the scars you carry on your face and bodies without even knowing what they give there, those days for you are over. You are now part of one of the most prestigious adventuring parties in all the land, and I am proud of the accomplishments we've made so far. And once we infiltrate that volcano, we will be free of the cult's oppression and free to chart our own path as heroes and, most importantly, as free-thinking people. I guess I'll roll a performance check on this.
Yes, please. Made at disadvantage, unfortunately. Ooh.
Although, would he have advantage because they were his followers?
Oh, yeah.
Either way, it would be an 8, actually.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So it's not the usual Yosef spiel you see. He's got bags under his eyes. Carl isn't really hype manning up because he's made of oatmeal. And the followers seem to be more, they're hearing what he's saying, but it's not so much of a, we're going to do it, we're going to listen to him. It's more of a, we're starting to question everything he says right now. And you get the feeling that some of the messages got through, but a lot of it is also just kind of starting to get like that self-realization that, oh, maybe he's not exactly giving us the royal treatment here. Maybe there's something else out there. As you see them begin to like perk up, and you see a lot more life and a lot more sentience coming back to their eyes as they seem to be taking into account everything that's happening around them so far.
I thought that was a pretty good speech, buddy. Well, so we get some shut-eye.
It was a very muted response. Like there wasn't any cheering. There wasn't any, it was just kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I still say it was a good speech to him. Good speech. I liked it. All right. I'm
Let's
now.
go to bed.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a little heat stroke or something. Little not right in the breadbasket.
As you settle in for the night, the sounds of snoring gorillons soothes you all to sleep for the night. And as you wake up in the morning, fresh and rested, your exhaustion, for those that have it, has faded after you spend a good 8 hours in Malika. You being an elf, you only need 4 hours to fully recoup and recover. You can do anything else you want in the meantime. But it seems you guys have that jungle traversing routine down pretty pat as you begin to break down camp.
Oh, we're pretty close, everybody, I think. By the end of the day, if my calculations are correct, and I am not saying they're correct, we should arrive there by nightfall. Are you excited?
No.
Yeah, okay, yeah. How about you, Yosef?
Not particularly.
What? Really? This is like both of your destinies.
Yeah, but like, is it? I don't think it is. I think maybe it's Yosef's destiny. Like, there's definitely some prophecy stuff written in there. Is it my destiny to possibly become like a vessel for my father's ghost? Or you've heard this all before. I am a broken record. We don't want to go there. I'm not happy.
I agree. It's my destiny. You guys just seem to be hanging around.
Hey, we're all clearly going to be involved in the prophecy, whatever it was. Malika, you have an epic backstory that, it's got to play out like this. What are the chances that your mother would have, and father would have been crazy power sorcerers? You get involved with me and my kooky scheme. This guy's along, and here we are all. And it's, I'm kind of not that involved, but I put you together.
I hate all of this. I just want to go back to Trollskull and be in my room. Like I was just getting my life together, but again, just I'm resisting the urge to just go back to burning down this whole forest and then us having to flee.
Mm-hmm. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. Maybe by the end of it, I'll be on Forest Fire's side.
Maybe, I guess.
As you break down camp for the day, who wants to take over doing the survival checks to lead you up the side of the volcano?
Guess Waywalker will go since he is the best at it. I rolled a nat 20.
Okay, 1 second. I got a special thingy for that.
Oh, geez.
Boom, 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 and boom. All right, so the gorillons are gone in the morning when you wake up. They've moved on to their next grazing grounds throughout the trees and throughout the lush jungle. And Waywocket feeling refreshed from that incident with the lava statue. You guys pack up your camps. You pack everything together and begin to head off into the jungle. And it's like this tiny little gnome kind of like hacking away at the brush, which begins to feather out and begin to thin out a little bit as that humidity begins to ease up. It lessens as you higher and higher in altitude, and the jungle becomes less dense and becomes more foresty. And then you notice that it's almost like a gravel, like this black stone, little pebblets of ash and carbon and volcanic rock that just kind of like it's more of walking through a desert than it is walking through a jungle, as like your feet, you're starting to like feel like these little pieces of stone and sand get inside your shoes and whatnot as it gets a little uncomfortable to walk on. As you begin to find your way out of the jungle and up the side of the volcano, there's still a little bit of clearing. It's not like a complete tree line of like just dead open space and a jungle behind you. But Waywocket, you do hear this off in the distance, kind of just like a heavy sigh, like
hold up, everybody. Something's ahead. Carl, can you do a little invisible dashy backy?
Yeah. Which way do you? Which way?
That way. Keep an eye where you're going. You're quiet. You're silent. You go over there. You tell me what you see.
He goes flying over, or it disappears. Poof. And he comes back and he's like, "You're not gonna believe it. There's like just like a guy sitting over there, but he's like translucent."
He's translucent?
Yeah, he's just sitting there on like a log all by himself. He looks kind of sad. He's wearing what looks like one of them robes, like what the followers are wearing.
And he's a ghostly image, would you say? Like, we've seen Liff. He's pretty invisible. He's more visible than Liff.
He's more visible than Liff, but just as spooky as Liff.
Huh.
He looks sad. He looks tired.
Well, this is a weird island of souls and things. What do you think? I think the followers should stay here, and we should give it the old Trollskull charm, eh?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, it's a ghost. You guys are great at talking to ghosts.
That's true. Actually, maybe Amalika, maybe you should lead this negotiation.
Yeah, I mean, clearly a sympathetic ear could be of use here. So sorry, I'm trying to change the batteries in my mouse. Sorry, I got nothing's working and I couldn't unclick things. Hang on.
Basically, ahead of us, there is a sad-looking ghost sitting on like a tree stump.
Oh no, not a sad-looking ghost.
Oh, Amalika, you're so great at sad ghosts.
I'm going to talk to him as soon as I change. Okay, so Amalika, like, again, her whole shtick right now is just cautious is good.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of like tiptoes and like, kind of sticking her head out like with like a meek little smile and approaching the ghost quietly and trying to kind of just be mindful of the space around her and just hello, hi, hello.
As you come into this clearing, it appears like there's this dead fallen log that he's sitting on, and just off to the side of the log, you see like this metallic, almost like a pipe, just sticking out of the ground, out of like the loose volcanic rock and gravel, almost like a slate. And you notice that it's got a hollow pipe, but at the end of it, it seems to be has this like almost like brilliant white glow at the end of it. Hi, I don't see many people come by here. Are you heading into the volcano?
I wish I could say I wasn't. But my friends and I, we're on a quest, and yeah, we are headed that way. And my friend Waywocket, actually, he's over there.
Hi.
He heard you, and so we just kind of wanted to check on you and see if you're okay.
You see him take like a big old Eeyore sigh, like, oh oh dear. He's got, think of like the ghost from the Frighteners. He's kind of like this bluish hue to him. Looks like he's got some substance. You can see through him, but he's not completely translucent. He's wearing what appears to be a version of the robes that you've seen the other followers wear. Human, short brushed brown hair. And when you look at his back, it looks like this big, massive, just like a claw mark has come down and like ripped open his back from behind. And you can see like the muscles and the tendons and everything, like in like the back of his lungs, and are kind of like inflating and deflating type of thing. But he seems completely unfazed by it. And he says, "Oh, well, the few people that come by here never come back when they say they're going into the volcano. So I hope it's okay when you go in there."
I really hope that too. I mean, I don't want to bore you with my baggage, but it is not going to be, I don't think it's going to be fun regardless, but I can see it wasn't fun for you. May I ask, what did that to your back?
Oh, I tried to find my own way home from the cult in the jungle, and a velociraptor package.
Oh, just casually throwing that out there, huh? Okay. Well, how often does that happen?
Oh, it only happened once. It killed me.
I mean, generally speaking, like how often do we see dinosaurs in the woods more like?
Oh, on this island, probably quite a bit. They warned us they were out there.
They warned the cult members,
yeah,
do they?
She
says, shooting daggers at Yosef, like, just...
Don't leave the compound. It's dangerous. The plant life, the animal life, the unlife, it's all just kind of this like, mishmash of...
Specifically dinosaurs was like a warning? Like,
oh, yeah. And like there's bigger ones than that one. I haven't seen the other ones, but I guess I've been stuck here for I don't know how long now, maybe a year, maybe a little bit more.
If you were warned, why did you wander off into the jungle?
I didn't want to be with the cult anymore. It was just, it didn't feel good, didn't feel right. And like they give you this whole story that your soul goes down to this giant vessel and you become something new in the afterlife. But I don't know. So I never made it down here, and I've been stuck here ever since. I thought I was supposed to transcend to a new level of enlightenment, but I'm just stuck here on the side of this on the side of this volcano.
And what's with that like glowy pipe thing over there?
He looks over and is like, I don't know. I can't seem to move more than 30 feet away from it, so I dragged this log over here to sit down, but...
Oh. Wait, walk it. I think this thing might be the soul well. Or part of it, or like a leak in it, or something.
Yeah, or work something along the same lines as the other one, because his soul hasn't been taken in by the crazy darkness.
Yeah. So, like, not everybody goes into the soul well? Like, I mean, clearly this is a fluke.
I thought I was supposed to, and I've been stuck here. I mean, I remember everything. My name is Torban. I had a family in Waterdeep, and I came here.
Waterdeep! We're from Waterdeep!
Oh, you're from Waterdeep? Awesome.
We are! Yeah. Cool.
Has it changed? How long have I been here? Like, has it changed much since
who was the Open Lord?
I'd have no idea who the Open Lord was.
Well, how would you describe the reputation of the Trollskull Manor?
It's a dump, isn't it? It was like condemned. Like they're going to tear it down at some point.
All right, so it's been at least like 6 months. It's doing great now.
Okay.
We own it. We've spiffed it up. It's a hot spot now.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I heard it had a lot of history behind that place.
I'm trying to think.
We're a big fan of ghosts. Yeah, we have like a ghost bartender there. He's great. He used to own the bar before he died.
Oh, you mean the stories about Sif or Lif are true?
Yeah, he's so great. He makes the best French toast.
When when you lived in Waterdeep, when was the most recent dragon attack?
Oh, I guess it'd be a couple of years ago, maybe 4 or 5.
Okay, so yeah, maybe pretty recent. Actually, that's been a lot of dragon attacks in Waterdeep.
But isn't there like a ward up now that like doesn't allow them to?
Yeah, that was in this time. That would have been season 2, John.
Wow.
Yes. Season 2.
Okay. So this isn't helping anybody.
Yeah. This is season 6, so yeah, 4 years ago. But there's also other attacks at Waterdeep before that. Was Durnan in business?
Durnan's always been in business, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's also not a good example.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
honestly, it's mostly the same.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, you can ask us some questions about Waterdeep. If maybe we could ask you some questions about the island, about maybe the cult. Like fun little trade-off.
I'll try my best. I can't answer much about the island. I didn't get very far inside.
Well, you know about the cult and stuff, and like we are deeply invested in that, right, Yosef?
He looks over and is like, "Oh my God, it's Yosef."
Yeah, it's Yosef. Which is a good or bad thing, depending on
your perspective.
Yeah. It's, you know what? We'll just leave it. Yosef.
Hello.
Yeah, you actually do recognize, like, you don't know him personally, but you've seen his face around, like, on the island as well. Like, nothing that stood out, but it's not a surprise to see someone you recognize in ghost form.
Yeah, you seem like a person who died here.
Oh,
how are you,
okay.
Dad?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
His name's Torben. Okay, well, do you know anything about Yosef and the prophecy? Anything like that? Heard anything yet?
The only thing
I really like how you said prophecy just now.
The only thing we were told was that we were here to be the source of the power for the defense of reality, and that when we died, our soul would go and fuel this defense, and that Yosef was kind of like the chosen one, and we had to send him out on a mission to help him find his way. It seemed like a shady story, like it wasn't didn't feel like a well constructed story, but I mean, like he went out and did it. But as far as the cultists were know, like we're here to protect reality, and when we die, our souls go to help defend whatever it is that's going to attack us.
Interesting. Good.
I never made it there.
Have you ever seen anyone else come out of this like soul well pipe thing?
I'm the only one. I've only been stuck within like 30 feet of this thing, so I try and go forward, and it's just like I get pulled right back. Like it's been impossible for me to go.
But would you be okay with me touching your pipe?
That's not my pipe. You can touch it. I don't know what it does, so I'd say at least be careful with it.
Malika, I think it goes without saying that this is definitely some kind of magical pipe.
Yeah. I mean, it's 100% the soul well.
Well, actually, just because I've played this game before, mind if I roll an insight check on the sad sack fella?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. The sad plasma sack.
Yeah, I got a 19.
Yeah, his mannerisms seem to be very loose and relaxed. He's not tensing up at all. He seems to have accepted his fate, as he has kind of like this complacency about him, but it doesn't appear that he's hiding anything or omitting anything. He seems to be pretty open about everything he said so far.
You know what, Waywalk? This is why, like, you have trouble connecting to ghosts. You are just, like, so suspicious of them and, like, typical.
Listen, not all evil spirits are good. Some of them very angry.
Seem like a bad guy to you? He's like sighing. How many like demons and like evil spirits do you hear sighing in the woods?
The devil's a very good liar. That's what I've learned in my life.
Well, then I guess you should have rolled higher than if you wanted to like rule out the devil.
I tried. I'll pick up this pipe.
Sorry, you're gonna pick it up or pick at it?
Yeah, pick it up.
You reach down and you try. It feels very hot to the touch, not burning hot, but like grabbing like fresh utensils coming out of the dishwasher type of hot. And you grasp onto it, and it feels like this thing is affixed into the ground.
Oh, it's stuck here.
And as you pull on a little bit, you hear kind of like this like multi-channeled wail. Like it sounds like thousands upon tens of thousands of people just kind of like ah as you pull on it and to kind of shift the metal around. Like you hear like this wail that erupts from it.
What? I definitely move away from it at that point. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be moving much farther than 5 feet away from this thing. I thought maybe you could be my new friend.
Oh, I'd love to make new friends here, but I'm kind of limited to this area.
Yeah. Quick question. Do you ever just like go away? Are you always here? Are there like maybe other souls in this pipe?
No, it's always been me ever since I died. It's been stuck here.
Did you die like around here? Could I find your bones?
No, I died far away. Like I died closer to the compound. It looks like I'm on the side of the volcano, and I died like maybe like a day and a half into the jungle.
Guys, I'm pretty stumped.
I also think that whatever's left of me has been eaten and processed by whatever dinosaur finished me off.
Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate if you've been dead that long.
Malika, give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Okay. 13. So with that, the one thing that sticks out to you is it's kind of like this contrast of what you've heard Yosef and Carl talk about all this time, is that when they go to the soul place, they have all their memories wiped. And it sounds like this guy didn't do that. And he still remembers who he is, what happened to him. And he just kind of like looks like he got caught in like this in-between type of area.
We should I don't think we can do anything right now, but I really think we should try and find a way to help this guy. Like, he's just stuck here. She says this as an aside to walk it not directly in front of him. Or not directly in front of Torben, that is.
Yeah. I agree. Well, what do you think, Yosef? This is pretty much against everything we know about how the island works.
I mean, does it matter how the island works when we take control of it?
Well,
I'm still for that.
Yeah, I mean, if the power of the fence, the god's reality, might be important. Also, considering that Ixamat's in the mix here, he definitely wants to end the Earth. That's not great.
Yeah, it's weird because like all this talk about like the fences and powers and like all the people in charge, like their magical abilities just stopped. It's like all this energy that was fueling them just like ceased and stopped. And that's when I kind of started questioning things. Like my mind got a little less cloudy. Maybe I should try and find my own way. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, you were in a cult and, you came around and wanted to have your own free will and free life, right?
Yeah. I guess I didn't choose the best path out, but maybe I should take in a boat or something. But there weren't any pirates around.
I mean, it's almost like, would you say being in the cult was bad?
I've never thought about that.
Just say yes. There's a lesson in this for someone in this group.
You know what? Give me persuasion check.
Just say yes.
Oh, that's not a natural 20, but a 20.
Yeah, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You see Torben say, "You know what? That was a bad idea. I don't think I should have been in there." When all their magical powers got cut off like that, like they went into full panic mode. They didn't know what to do. I don't think anyone knew what they were doing. I think
it's almost like cultists, the leaders, didn't really have anything else going on, and they were just like, well, if I can't get a job in the real world, I might as well lead a cult. And then it just didn't have any, like, useful skills to bring to this, especially when things went to shit. And here you all were, right?
Yeah, like it's. I just wish I knew what happened to me. I was supposed to go somewhere, but I just didn't quite make it there.
I mean, I am a friend of ghosts, and like I don't want to like just leave you here, but like I don't currently see any way to bring you with us. Is there anything else you can help or information you can give us so that maybe we can help you on our quest?
Have you ever been inside the volcano?
He says, no, I've never been inside the volcano.
He got mauled by velociraptors, Waywalket.
Well, yeah, okay.
He kind of
sorry.
He kind of like angles his back and kind of points back to him. He's like, yeah, see?
Yeah. I had thought it's been closer to here where your soul is now, but no, you're close to the compound. I remember I was thinking of something else.
I'll say, Waywalker, give me an Arcana check as well.
I was thinking about pastrami sandwiches. It's a 21.
Oh, yeah. So 2 things kind of stick out to you. One is his timeline, and you very much think that his not going to the volcano into like this kind of like soul well type of thing definitely it lines up with the death curse.
Right. I just realized that myself as a player.
Yeah. And secondly, as you get a closer look at this pipe, and you hear kind of like this wail and like this radiant glow at the end of it, you realize that this is kind of like, in a weird way, kind of like an exhaust pipe, like a vent pipe. You pass your hand over, your palm over it, and there's like this light, kind of almost like if someone had an air compression can and just had it like turned on the entire time. As you run your hand over it, and just kind of feels like this invisible pressure coming up against it.
Oh, it's not just hot in the physical sense; it's hot in the metaphysical sense.
In the metaphysical sense, what does that mean?
Well, it's like I feel like this is like a soul exhaust port, and maybe this guy either A is clogging up the works, or B, this is where when we release the souls, they're all gonna come pouring out of this tube here. If we do that, it's like it's a soul pipe.
I really thought that like when John was first describing it, it was like a tobacco pipe on the ground. And I was like,
I actually also thought that's why I tried to pick it up. I assumed he was like in a tobacco pipe of haunting, but now I understand.
I should have said it was implanted or embedded in the ground. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I was like, oh, maybe he'll just be our new companion that lives in this like pipe of haunting.
Yeah, like I honestly, if you want even more specific, when you said it was in the ground, like you would think that my mind would go, oh, it's like a water main or a water pipe or something.
Yeah.
But like when you added that part in, I then just thought about it as like a pipe version of like Excalibur, like a tobacco pipe.
Pull it out of there. Let's have this.
Where my mind went first, and I was like, oh, it's really special.
Oh,
like,
that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, no, that's not what this is. Yeah. So.
He says, yeah, I've been stuck here for I don't know how long, but it's so weird. Like it just feels like I should have gone somewhere, and it hasn't happened. I don't feel a pull. I don't feel a push. I just kind of feel stuck
in between. Yeah. Well, you're not alone. Many people go their whole lives feeling that way, and in your case, maybe afterlife too.
Oh, Waywalker.
You see his shoulders kind of sink a little bit. His head just kind of dips down. Oh.
But, we're going to do our best for you, buddy. You've been a real help.
It's like, oh, okay. Well, you see him point backwards. Like, I think the entrance is just up there about, half an hour's walk. It's like, it's a big hole in the side of the volcano. You can't miss it.
Did you ever see anybody else come through this area?
Oh, every now and then you see an adventurer come up. You see a pirate come up who got lucky getting through the jungle, but I've never seen them come back.
And no cultists or robed figures. You ever seen Yents strolling by?
Oh, rents? No.
Rent, not Lent, sorry, Rents.
No, I imagine he had his own special way to get into here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Well, Turbin, you have been real helpful. Maybe, I mean, if you would like, if you see any pirates following us and they happen to ask you any questions along the same lines, if you were so inclined to mislead them in any way, shape, or form.
Or give them a good scare, just like a real nasty flaming skull something. Just get right in the real recesses of the mind.
Give me a persuasion.
They are bad.
Or I'll say you can give me one, or one person can give me a check with advantage.
Oops, I just clicked, I think, so.
Boom,
I'll give you advantage then. There you go. Either way.
Yeah, I got a natural 20, so I got 26 on that. I'm very charming.
Bam.
You're just as charming as me, actually. Well done.
You just have this thing with ghosts, Amalika.
Yeah.
You just know how to talk to them.
Ghost charm.
Ghost charm. You seem like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, like, it's been a while since I've done anything. And you seem kind of like developing this passion and this fire, and say, yeah, I'm gonna give them a good scare. I'm gonna scare the living shit out of those people. Yeah,
I like your style.
Yeah, very bold.
It gives me something to do. Yeah, thank you. He looks up and he gives you like a ghost hug, Amalika. And as you wrap your arms around, your arms kind of go into his wounds a little bit. It feels like ectoplasmy, but you feel like an ectoplasm rib cage, and you feel it's a little strange.
Don't be rude, Amalika. Don't be rude.
Hug those wounds.
Okay, this is good. Okay, well, that was nice. And thank you. We're gonna carry on up this mountain and into this volcano, even though I'm very against this still. But that's besides the point. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And you're gonna scare the living daylights out of those pirates. And you have been great. We will try our best to help you.
Have a good rest of your day, Tormund.
I was like, oh, thank you. As you see him sit back down on the log, he doesn't have that slunk in his shoulders. He actually stands, his posture is very straight as he's looking out over the throughout the remaining brush, trying to see if anyone's coming up through the brush on the horizon that he could give a good jolt or a scare to. As he looks like you've inspired some passion in his life once more, or his unlife, as it were.
Aw, you've given him purpose for an hour. All right, should we carry on? Let's get this over with.
Yeah. You make your way up the side of the volcano, and you see kind of this little opening on the side. And as you begin to, the angle of inclination gets much steeper as the stones become much looser as your followers have a harder time catching up with you or making progress up. But you do see this opening getting closer and closer and closer, and then you realize it's kind of formed in this mouth of a giant fire newt that you're supposed to walk into, and on either side are these lava stone statues of fire newts holding up the top of the mouth, and you feel this incredible heat, almost like a heat furnace blasting out into your face, and you see this wonderful orange glow just emanating from the core of it as you reach the side of the volcano, and you have reached the volcanic temple of Ixamet, and we're going to call it there for next week.
Good, because I have to pee.
All right, that's it. You've made it to the temple. We'll see what you
the
guys
Temple of Doom.
It's a little bit. It's a little doomish. There's a little less Kali.
A lot of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, is there going to be a rolling boulder?
There may be a rolling boulder in there.
Oh goodness.